Turns out saving the planet doesn't come cheap. Every year the tech industry invests billions of dollars in trying to make their products successfully ever more energy efficient. The problem is, as global use of digital grows, so too does the contribution of digital technologies to greenhouse gas emissions remains at about 4%. So would you be willing to pay higher bills to help them and the planet out? According to an international study, up to 60% of us would be willing to pay telecom operators who are certified carbon neutral more money per year. Emmanuel Coulter was the lead analyst for the study, part of a 3-paper series from GSMA Intelligence in partnership with Huawei on the business implications of sustainability in the telecom industry. When I met Emmanuel for Transform Talks here at Huawei's Shanghai Research Center, I asked him what going green actually means for a telecom company.
It's not just a marketing term anymore to be green and sustainable. It's basically an opportunity for you to increase your revenues, cut costs incrementally, and of course add new customers from the enterprise sector who you couldn't do before. So actually it's not just marketing or a cost question anymore. It's a whole new way to operate. And if an organization misses this opportunity now, you can suffer from long-lasting competitive disadvantages because there is a whole new set of customers these days who actually demand this kind of way of thinking. And also, almost every stakeholder requires you to commit yourself, and starting from business partners, investors, customers. So I think there is a huge incremental shift into this whole way of going green these days.
So what is it that holds some companies back? You say for those that don't do this, it's sort of existential.
Yeah.
What is it? Is there a misunderstanding that this is a costly venture rather than actually a profitable venture?
Exactly, that's a very good point. So there is this kind of misunderstanding that this is just the cost item, which is not true, as we could come up with our results in the research. So you can see that now it's also, as I mentioned, a revenue opportunity. And on the other side, this is not as costly as it was before. And this is also a way to save money. And there is a lot of new, different, progressive way to finance these solutions as well. What are the bottlenecks? I think there are still some bottlenecks. One of them is lack of expert and available talent. Secondly, there is some level of misunderstanding and still needs some education for the whole industry. How important is this? And of course, there is this kind of issue of investing, and it's also a question of capex these days. But as more and more research and solutions, you can see it's going to be more available for every company, and it's more of a crucial factor to change their whole operations.
I was interested in the international surveys that you did as part of this study, which suggested that between 30 and 60% of people are willing to pay more to a telecom operator that was certified carbon neutral. Is that what they say they would be willing to do, or is there any proof that they would actually be willing to do it? Because everyone says, yeah, I'd happily pay more tax. But are you confident that they would when push came to shove?
I think surprisingly, not surprisingly, yes. So, and this number is even higher for younger generations who are actually the ones who pick their mobile operators. So for those who enter this kind of market, they're even more sensitive for being sustainable and being green. But yes, I believe that this kind of marginal extra cost is enormous if you add this together. So I think it's not just true, but it's going to be even higher in the future as well. And also you can see some new solutions, how you can actually offer a completely new way how you purchase a phone. You have different new options how you can actually give that phone back, which is full of still valuable minerals and equipments and parts. So you can actually disassemble that phone and reuse those parts, or buy phone as a service, and you still have a phone, but you have to give it back. And this is actually a win-win. This is good for win-win-win. It's good for the mobile operator, good for the customer, and also good for the planet. And mobile operators all over the world starting to offer this kind of new way of phone ownerships and new services which are extremely popular for those where operators introduce these.
Your message to telcos that are still perhaps not fully embracing the opportunities that digitalization and that sustainability can bring, what would your message be to them?
I think this is the time. We are in this whole new green revolution where operators are not just offering one or two services, but also completely transforming the way how they operate, harvesting more data, and how they're about their operation, committing themselves to cut carbon emission and e-waste, offering new services for consumers and enterprises. So we are in the middle of this transformation these days. This is the time to act right now and change the way how you operate and being more green and more sustainable.